Hey everyone, it's me. So here's for my next part. Um, so today I downloaded WhatsApp. Again, I didn't even know anyone used it anymore. I was probably a teenager, anyways, or 20s, somewhere in there. I don't know. Anyway, so I uploaded it or downloaded it, I guess. And I went to my contacts, and I saw my husband not only had his cell phone hooked to it, but also his work phone. He has a work phone. And so I told him he needed to delete that. So I wrote to him on it. Obviously, I wanted to see if he was actually going to get on, right? And I told him, I said, delete this. So later, hours later, I get a message saying, why? And I'm like, why not? He's like, my wife. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Like, I was mad. I was like, what are you talking about? Why would you ask me why? You already know this. We've already talked about this, right? And why are you calling this person my wife, right? I am like, this is your wife. What are you talking about? Because I thought he was playing a game. Like, not a game, but like trying to see if I was real or not. So, ended up that later it ended up writing back to me and saying, well, you called me your husband, so you're my wife, is how they ended up trying to explain it. So, of course, I called my husband and I write on his work phone and I'm yelling at him and telling him, this isn't funny. You were just talking to me. That was really me. Stop playing these games. This is bullshit, right? So he's like, what are you talking about? Because my husband drives for a living. Okay. He drives everywhere. Anyway, so he drives. So I can hear the wheels on the cement. And at the same time, he was eating his lunch because he doesn't pull over for lunch. He continues to drive. So I'm like, what are you talking about? I was just talking to you on WhatsApp and it's not funny. He's like, I wasn't on it. I'm driving and I'm eating. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, where is your work phone? He's like, well, I have it. I'm like, well, you're talking to me on WhatsApp right now on it. No, I'm not. I'm driving. Which, again, I listen, and I could hear that he was driving and eating. I could hear him eating lunch. So I'm like, this is insane. I'm feeling crazy. What are you talking about? You were just on. Then it took me a few minutes to realize they were using the same wording that he had used when he was talking to the bot. So I'm like, okay, so let's see what we can do. Because I am one that I will talk to them when I know it's a scammer or something. I just like to throw them off and see what happens. So I got back on and I started, like, I'm asking, aren't you at, I'm like, what are you doing? Nothing. Aren't you at work? Of course I'm at work. Oh, where are you? Well, I'm at work. They ended up screwing up because at one point, I said, oh, so I got bored finally. And so at one point, I'm like, so what kind of job would a bot do? And they're like, a bot? And then I'm like, oh, or are you a scammer? They're like, oh, you need to stay away from scammers or something like that. And so I'm like, so are you admitting you're a scammer or what? So it goes on, and they're finally like, are you? Then they put my husband's name. Like they were a woman asking my husband if he was calling them a scammer, which is funny because like, they should have been using my name, right? If I was their supposedly wife. So they screwed up. This time I believe it was probably the same person because someone controls the bots, obviously, and set them up. I'm guessing it was the same person that used the bot. They took over his account, WhatsApp account. Because he talked to them, they hacked it. And so we went back and forth. And then finally, because I called him out a bit about being a scammer, they never talked to me again, which is typically what happens when I call them out. But it was so funny. Either that or they were bored with me. But my guess is they called me out because I even asked. I'm like, oh, who's the pic? Who? Oh, at one point I did ask, like, whose picture is that? If I'm your wife, whose picture is that up on your account? And they were like, oh, I was hoping you would call me out on that or something, or bring that up or something like that. But never got an answer for that one, obviously. So I do like to mess with them a little. Just a little, because sometimes I'm bored. But after everything I've been through, I deserve to have a little fun. Anyway, so hopefully that is the end of the bot era. But I wouldn't hold my breath is the problem. Because obviously they're getting better and better at what they do, these scammers and bots. And so who knows what will be next. I've never been that person who's like, oh my gosh, the electronics are taking over the world. But I'm really starting to wonder. But it's also about who interacts with them and in what way. We all make that choice of how we're going to interact with people or act online. And sadly, the choices that were made at my household were not good ones. And so at this point, I don't know where things are going to go. I know that things will probably never go back to the way they were. And we will go from there. Anyway, so hopefully this will teach one of you out there not to be stupid. Not to say things to people or things. And if you're 58 years old or older, and you think a 20-year-old wants you, it's not likely that that's going to happen. Typically, not even a 30-year-old, but definitely not a 20-year-old. It is not likely unless your name is someone with a lot of money. A doctor, a lawyer, an actor. We all want to be attracted to something. We want someone to be attracted to us. We want that excitement, but it typically is not going to be a 20-year-old when you're almost 60. So, that's like somebody coming to me at what I look like. And yes, I know I'm a big girl. It's fine. Don't be mad at me. But I am. It would be like a bodybuilder coming up to me, wanting to be with me, wanting my body. Not going to happen. Okay? And I'm okay with that. So, please remember that. Bye.